So currently, our custom shop is only offering custom finishes like hydro dip and different paints.
Yeah.
Where do you see the future of our custom shop?
Well, let me take that question back one level, and that is we actually tried to do more customization than we were ready for last year. So last year we tried to launch a Tika. We were getting a lot of interest from our customers in alternative barreled action inlets outside of the Remington 700 and their clones. And we kind of felt the pressure to do something. But at the time, as I just mentioned before, we weren't making our own molds. We didn't really have the capability to make our own molds, and we weren't flexible enough to be able to rise to that demand of what our customer wanted. And so we, instead of making the molds and doing it the right way, we thought, well, let's just in the intermediate, let's just machine the entire inlet out. And we found out that we weren't very good at doing that.
We weren't very good at it, or it's just not as efficient as the process we were
Well,
currently doing?
both. I mean, it wasn't as efficient. We knew that it wasn't as efficient, but the machine part, the way that we built the company was based on this efficiency through mold making that, through making stocks through our molds. And what we found out happened was trying to implement a full-blown machine inlet into our process was super cumbersome. And when I say we weren't good at it, we weren't good at doing a lot of them, and it was slowing our whole production down. And it actually, for the few stocks that, comparatively to our main production line, for the few stocks that we sold, it was just definitely not worth it to us because we were slowing our entire other production down, and other customers were getting upset because now all of a sudden we had a lead time and we never did before and all this stuff. So that was a huge learning experience for us. I mean, something you think that should be simple wasn't as simple as we thought. It was like all it takes is little tiny things in the process to kind of throw your entire production out of kilter. And so we learned from that, and we pulled everything back, and we decided, okay, what can we do well? And we knew that we didn't want to do any of the machining, but we could still do hydro dip, and we could still do all kinds of alternate finishes that wouldn't hinder the stock going through the process properly. And so we relaunched the custom site, and with that, and we're doing that now. The future of the custom site we will, as we now are making molds, and that's the right way to do it, we will eventually start making molds for these alternative stocks. Alternative other than Remington 700s, the Tikas and the Howas, Ruger Americans. I mean, we get just blasted constantly for all these different actions, and there's business there. Remington 700 isn't the only game in town, so that's something that we're going to be working on. I know that there's been a lot of questions asked. When are you going to come out with this model? When are you going to come out with that model? And we haven't had great answers, but you kind of feel obligated to tell somebody something instead of like, I don't know. So we've said a lot of things. We're like, hey, we're hoping you're going to have the Savage out this year, hoping we're going to have the Tika out this year. And it hasn't happened mostly because we've been really working hard on getting our machine capabilities to mold these, or to machine these molds really up to speed so that when we're ready and we have that fully under wraps, we can just start making molds constantly and get these molds out there so that we actually can put these new products into our lineup and do it efficiently and not hinder our production like we did previously. So now a lot of those stocks won't, like the Tikas and the Howas, they won't fall under custom necessarily. They will be part of our production line. But just like the Remington 700s, there's small things that we can do and that we will do where, right now the Remington 700 models only comes standard with 2 barrel channels. One of them the Varmint, the other one's the Magnum. But things that we can do is just taking the Varmint stock with the Varmint barrel inlet and inletting that out a little bit bigger so we can fit like a an MTU barrel or something and make a run of those. We could do that with the Tikkas. We could do that with the Howas as well. So our goal is to have all these different rifles in our production line, but there's always people changing barrels, always popular barrels that come with, these different actions, or that customers will put on their different actions so that they can, have the rifle combination they want. And our goal is to try to do our best to support the majority of them. Now, I don't think at least in my thoughts right now, I don't think we're going to do one-off custom. It's just not who we are. But we'll do small runs, I think, of more popular customized rifle configurations. And we'll always be looking to do more and more custom finishes. So really that's kind of what it comes down to, I think, with our custom shop is and at least from what I see right now, what our capabilities are and who we are as a company. Probably not doing the one-offs, but doing smaller to medium-sized runs of the more popular custom configurations.
So then having those custom configurations in stock, ready to ship on the custom side of the website.
Yeah, I think that's the best way for us to do it. I don't think having stocks that you can call and order, I think that gets too custom. I think we do our best when we can push product through our process, and then once it's through our process, if we want to have a run of specialty barrel inlets, we can do that then. But having a customer call in and say, I have this and this and this and this, and us taking one tag and one stock and inletting it, that is just not something I see us doing. I mean, you never say never, because you never know where your company's going to go. I mean, things change, but in the near future, that's not in the cards for the custom side.